What's up, everybody? It's Jackie, and I don't know what I'm doing here. What's ever, cause I'm kind of dumb anyway. Hi, everybody. So, I forgot. The volume on my computer doesn't actually affect it the way I'm streaming today. Hi, I'm Jackie. I am the one and only Jackie. I am the Jackie of the Jackie. Jackie. Jackie Squared, even. How's it going? How's it being? How are you? How are me? How is everybody? And I know it's kind of weird that I'm starting off in the weird talkie window without a game going. Instead, I have a shoe on head, apparently. Well, that's because I haven't started the game yet, and, yeah, I had to get some things fixed. I'm apparently live. I hope I'm live. Hi, guys. Let me know if I'm live. According to Restream, I am connected across the board. Including on Rumble itself. Except I'm on the wrong Rumble channel. Oh, wait. Oh, that's Discord. I'm on the right Rumble channel. Hell yeah! I think I got it all working for once. Guys, are you proud of me? I'm proud of me. Alright, how do I guess that's how I close it. As people make a shit ton of noise outside because it's a summer day. I didn't tell you to do that. Or did I tell you to do that? Computer being weird, typical jacking out, pretty much. Hmm. 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 I'm gonna think for a minute. But I can't remember the name of the thing that I wanted to play. Because I'm dumb like that, you know? I'm an idiot. And I'm trying this whole new thing, like... What the fuck is it? Hmm. I'm having to reinstall things. But that's not the one I wanted to play. I had something in mind I wanted to play while I was doing this. Because I needed to grind. No, I can't remember what it was. That's what I got. I'm not gonna ever remember anything I'm supposed to remember. There was something specific I wanted to play while doing this, and I just don't remember. I mean, this is fun, but not too buggy. Chat, you ever had this problem? I just feel weird about it, you know? Like, normally this isn't that big of a problem for me. Normally. But it seems to be lately I'll have stuff planned out and, completely forget what I was going to do. I feel kind of bad about that, because it's like, yeah. That's where people do things like that just to be such a fucking dick. Oh, it's a summer day. People get their doors or their windows open. What are we going to do? We're going to be a dick. things would work like they're supposed to, you would be fine. Okay. Boom. Alright, let's see what we can do now. Yeah, oh, fucking hell. I gotta remember how to do all this now. I gotta remember what what is. I don't think I need that. I think I can just use you. Maybe we can do it this way.
Hell yeah, brother. No, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple. This is literally just a fetish. I fucking hate men so much. Men are why we can't have nice things. As I was working on an
As the game crashed, of course. Of course the game will crash.
this post. A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish. A movie about a college student who's assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely fucking disgusted. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair? Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps, do men women or curvy women, brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Henson Shaving. You ever just accept that some products are just garbage? Like, for years I thought ripping your tights on the first wear was just a part of being a human woman. We just accepted that. That's just how it is, sweetie. But that shouldn't be how it is. It's a bad design. And that's why I like Henson Shaving. Because if you've ever used a multi-blade razor, you're probably sick of the irritation, the razor burn, the overpriced blades, and you probably think that's just the way it is. But it doesn't have to be how it is. Thanks to Henson Shaving. Henson shaved through time. And here's the best colored shoe at checkout today.
Just beyond the reach.
Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically
I actually really didn't care about that.
probably the most
So, we'll go with that.
yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt necessary in order to advance the plot? I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid, and a few years ago I watched Beastars on Netflix.
Restart it because people didn't hear it starting. Okay. One sec.
Men. What do they want? Money? Status? Fast, expensive cars? What is the ultimate male fantasy? Is it
I don't
fame,
know.
fortune, 3 hot chicks at once? Haha, hell yeah, brother. No, according to men on the internet, it's something a little more simple. This is literally just a fetish. I fucking hate men so much. Men are why we can't have nice things. As I was working on an upcoming video, I made the terrible mistake of logging onto Twitter, where I saw this post. A montage from the anime Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, a movie about a college student who's assigned to take care of a paraplegic girl, and spoiler, eventually they fall in love. Many men were yearn posting in the replies of this tweet and talking about how they wish to fall in love and would love a relationship like this, while many others, mostly women, were absolutely fucking disgusted at this. Why would a bunch of men be fantasizing about being with a woman in a wheelchair? Seems pretty creepy and predatory, right? Also just unrealistic and problematic. Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about why so many men resonated to that clip and this movie, and why so many people are so confused as to why. We are also going to be reading some absolutely unhinged tweets, as usual, to get to the bottom of why such a wholesome post turned into, once again, another battlefront for the ongoing, never-ending gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, the dealing with dating apps. Do men prefer thin women or curvy women? Brunettes or blondes? Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean-shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Let's quickly get into today's sponsor, Henson Shaving. You ever just
So, one of the biggest problems with the loneliness epidemic with both men and women is either side wants to admit that they're wrong, and they keep following these relationship gurus that have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. It's kind of sad. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Now, I am not an anime connoisseur. In fact, I basically know nothing about anime. I am probably
Thank God
the
you
most
admit that.
tourist of all the tourists. Yeah, hi. I have a question. Was the upskirt shot necessary in order to advance the plot?
Yes.
I watched Pokemon and Sailor Moon when I was a kid, and a few years ago I watched Beastars on Netflix. Legoshi, best boy. Not a furry, by the way.
No, she's a white woman. She's not a furry, she's a white woman. White women like dogs. You know that shit. Dogs aren't men's best friend, they're women's best friend. It's, you know. But jokes aside, one of the big things about that is, okay, at least she has watched some anime. I mean, I swear to God, whenever I stream, it's like everybody and their brother wants to make as much fucking noise as possible in order to be back in my stream, you know? It's one of the most annoying fucking things about the world, as it is with society. That being said, I probably should nudge myself up a little bit because I am an incredibly quiet person. But when it comes down to it, what she was talking about has some merit. At least she knows a little bit about anime instead of, you know, just posts based off of a few pictures that she has seen. You know, and that tends to be how it goes with a lot of people when they make these things. And yeah, I actually seen a lot of the people that were complaining about, you know, the wholesome posting of man with girlfriend in wheelchair. Well, man taking care of girl in wheelchair. Crap. I get lost. I'm lost.
Okay. And honestly, that's about it for my anime consumption. Unless you're counting VTubers. If you're counting VTubers, I watch a lot of anime. But because of this clip going viral,
I kind of want to know what VTubers she watches, I'm not gonna lie.
I watched Josie, the Tiger, and the Fish, and, well, I thought it was a good movie. I recommend watching it. I thought it was a really cute, good story. I only cried a little bit. And I completely understood what the tweet meant by calling it the average male fantasy. So, what was wrong with it? Why did this clip go so viral in such a negative way? Why were thousands of people angry at this post? Well, let us dilly-dally no longer and read some of these angry replies to get a better understanding of what the issue is, shall we? Wholesome male fantasy, and it's fetishizing a disabled girl for him to control. Oh no. They think, oh god, why? Always vulnerable, always happy, always needs you. Pretty perverted. Where are these fan fictions coming from? There were like hundreds of tweets just like this. Why did they see a cute montage of a happy couple, a man and a woman happy, together? I know, unheard of. Why did they see that and then immediately come to these conclusions? Like, as someone who actually watched the movie, Josie is not always happy. And she's absolutely not portrayed as some, like, vulnerable, ooh-woo, sex doll waifu. She's boisterous, she kind of has a foul mouth, she's very sassy and headstrong, she like straight up calls him her servant, but she was also very depressed. She basically never left her house, she was basically a girl failure. As a former girl failure, I love to see representation in media. But they actually show her disability, like, not in a good way. Like, they don't romanticize it, they don't sugarcoat it. And I noticed, unlike a lot of movies, unlike a lot of romance movies, at least like the Hallmark kind, where it's like the stuffy male lead learning to live life from the quirky, cute female lead, he's already got his shit together. And she learns to live life from him. He encourages her to live her dreams.
And that's the problem, you know, with the feminist mindset. Well, we can't have that. Why not? Because it's bad.
And in return, he learns to live life in a completely different way. And I thought that was really cool and sweet. Also, the animation was really good. Is anime good? Have I been sleeping on anime this entire time? His fantasy is that she becomes permanently disabled and helplessly dependent on him, but can still make him a sandwich. Sounds about right. Oh my god, after watching the movie, these tweets are even more insane.
I love it. I love it because that's kind of their projection on the whole entire thing. Like, I don't think anybody wants that. I think, in fact, a lot of people that say stuff like that are notoriously being, well, kind of cringe. And it's quite sad, actually, if I'm thinking about it.
But even putting the movie aside, just seeing that like cute montage out of context, where the fuck are they getting this? These are very clearly just two happy people. But because the caption was the average male fantasy, their mind immediately goes to the darkest, worst faith interpretation of this. The problem is these people can't see any humanity in men. They can't see any humanity in humanity in general. Average male fantasy equals girlfriend with no agency who's completely physically dependent on you and forced into blanket subservience and compliance. Sounds about right. You males are weird for fetishizing physically disabled women. Average male fantasy is having a physically disabled girl that they can abuse however they want. Got it. Not to be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. The infantilization of the physically disabled here is a little, dare I say, ableist? The implication here that people in wheelchairs cannot find love, and if they do, the person who loves them literally just loves them because they can't run away. Weird. Weird. Average men can't even be nice to their healthy and normal girlfriend. What makes you think they'll be able to handle a disabled person?
Yep, and that seems to be one of the bigger problems there too. Like, fuck, dude. Fuck, dude.
As their lover. Whoa. Normal? What do you mean by normal? These people are just so ableist, chat. Can you believe it? Chat? Chat? I don't even live stream. Who's chat? I'm disabled, blind, so I showed this to my boyfriend. He says, I love you because you're you, and you make my days happier. So what if I have to drive you places or help you with cooking and cleaning? I would have done that anyway. Disability has nothing to do with it. I love you. Ma'am, I don't know how to tell you this, but,
Chat. chat. But yeah, no, when it comes down to it, that seems to be one of the bigger issues there. Like, what do I know? I am some idiot on the internet, you know? I'm reacting to a YouTuber that's a discount boxier. But, GTA cues, I guess. While playing a sci-fi game. But, the thing is, yeah, no, one of the biggest problems with the world today is, oh my god, this is not right, we can't do this. It's wrong. But yeah.
Your boyfriend is a rapist. Sorry you had to find out this way. You show this as fantasy because it's not true for the majority of men who participate in abuse of disabled people. No, the fantasy is the woman appreciates his efforts to make her happy. Stop lying and abusing women and the disabled. Your meds, schizo. You don't even know that f***ing guy. What do you mean stop abusing women and the disabled? Bitch, who are you? Also, the majority of men participate in abuse of disabled people. Are you okay? The majority of men are not abusers. That is a very, very small minority of men. The majority of men are men that just wake up, take a shit, get out of bed, take a shower, go to work, come home, and wait for GTA 6 to come out. That is the majority of men. Men commit 95% of all rape, but okay. Barging into the romance section of Barnes & Noble like, attention everyone! Rape! Where is that coming from? So close, this is fetish content. Ah yes, the dirtiest, most taboo of all fetishes. A happy relationship. Honestly, in 2025, that might be true. Oh, you want a wife and kids? You sick fuck. But this is literally just a perverted fantasy, LMAO. You think it's a perverted fantasy because, how do I put this nicely? You are a pervert. Literally seeing a cute montage of a male and female character having fun together, being in love together, and being like, rape! He's a rapist! This is a fetish! Are these people okay? Stop watching porn. Wait, this is a woman. Okay, stop reading Taken by the Werewolf Billionaire. Or whatever the fuck you read. I swear to God, some of the shit women read would make the most depraved internet gooner blush. Or so I've been told. This is literally just a fetish. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna pretend there's nobody out there who's like, she can't run away, she has no legs. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend there's nobody out there who has a crippled, disabled fetish.
Yeah. I wouldn't expect you to. But that's kind of how it goes, right? Like, it's kind of cringe-o. Not gonna lie.
Okay? I've been on the internet for 20 years. I've been on DeviantArt. I've seen shit you wouldn't believe. But the majority of people, probably most, if not all the people responding to this, do not have a cripple fetish, okay? In fact, her being in a wheelchair basically has nothing to do with it. Much like how females coom over, like, vampires or, like I said before, the billionaire werewolf fantasy. This is just the average male fantasy distilled down to its most extreme. So what is the average male fantasy? The average male fantasy is the fantasy of both men and women alike. It is simply to love and to be loved. But more specifically, the male fantasy is to be a protector and a provider for those that they love. Put a pin in this because we are going to come back to this in a big way, trust me. The average male fantasy is being a globally known terrorist. The average male fantasy is that a woman who isn't fat. The average male fantasy is actually job security. You know what? These guys may have a point here. Pedophile alert. Men want disabled child wives. Average male fantasy is a disabled child. More proof that men are pedos. That's a little
No,
girl.
not really.
This is weird. So, first of all, she's literally older than the guy. The guy is 22 and she is 24. In anime years, he is practically hag maxing. And yes, she may be physically disabled, but aren't all men mentally disabled in their own special way? At least the ones in my audience. They will freely admit this. Maybe she, the older woman, is taking advantage of this sensitive young man. Have you ever thought of that? She looks like an 11-year-old child. Where are her breasts? First of all, really weird way to say that. She looks like a child. Show me her titties. Also, I love how, like, when anime women have huge boobs, it's disgusting, Coomer brain or whatever. But if the anime woman has small boobs, she is a child and you're a chimo. Can't fucking win. Also, if she had big boobs, they'd absolutely be like, wow, look at this sexualization of the disabled. Also, you know, like, adult women can be flat-chested, right? Like, that actually
No,
exists
they don't.
in real life. Like, adult human women can have small boobs. We love all titties here on the Shoe on Head channel. All titties is good titties. End of story. Women fantasy. A boyfriend with depth and the loving, soft, deeply caring side of them. Men's fantasy. 12-year-old anime.
Yeah, no. What the hell's wrong with these people? Oh, wait, they're projecting themselves onto other people. Onto. Well, you know. The general audience. Nobody wants a fuck. No normal man wants a 12-year-old. A 24-year-old is flat-chested, disabled, and has an arc where she becomes a lovely person. Hell yeah, sign me up. All for it, champs. All for it. But when it comes down to, you know, and no, most women don't fantasize about depth and love. That's a whole lot of bullshit. Some woman in the audience is gonna get upset, Jackie. You gotta... Fuck off. It won't be the first time.
A girl who looks and speaks like a toddler. Also notice how she's literally the shape and size of a child. Yuck. Have you people ever seen a child? No. You're all childless. Silly me. She's not even that short. She's just sitting. See, like when they're laying side by side, she's like a full-grown adult woman. Why do these people look at this and immediately think of child rape? Go to therapy. And listen, I know with anime it can get a little weird, right? Like, excuse me, Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan is 2,000 years old and this is Poo Poo Pee Pee Chan. But this does not even look like a child. This looks like a cute woman. This is like a random rant, but I feel like there are no more cute women nowadays. You know what I mean? You have all like the insta baddies, the e-thots, the e-girls, the muscle mommies, the boss babes, the boy babes. But I feel like every woman is just hot now. Which, by the way, I don't think is healthy for the male psyche whatsoever. You shouldn't wake up and be able to scroll through pictures of, like, the hottest woman you've ever seen in your life, like, 20 times before you've had, like, your morning cup of coffee. You shouldn't log in and immediately be one-shotted by 10 tens all day. As if that wouldn't make you go insane. As if that wouldn't make you crash out. Like, back in the day, you'd probably see, like, one fine dame on your bus ride to work, and you'd think about her for 40 years until the day you die. That's...
Yeah, pretty much. But we also do a lot to make things positive for everybody. Despite the fact that it really probably shouldn't be. But that's the way of the world.
how it used to be. That's how it should be. Now every woman is like a crazy, hot, unobtainable Instagram goddess with the fattest of ass. Zoomers don't know how good we had it. You'd go to Blockbuster and the 21-year-old cashier behind the counter would be the most adorable woman you've ever seen. No Botox, no lip filler, just a pure soul, full of joy and whimsy. And now women are full of hate and SSRIs. But they're hot. They're hotter than they've ever been. They're hotter and more depressed than they've ever been in history. Sad. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, anime. I didn't take my Vyvanse today, could you tell? Men's fantasy. A big titty woman with the face of a 16-year-old that is useful for cooking, cleaning, and sex. Women's fantasy. Gets treated like a queen and a man who keeps tracks of our periods so he can take care of us.
Right, I gotcha. Again, I think that's a little bit backwards, because a lot of times it's women that are writing this shit.
I think I speak for a lot of women here when I say our fantasies do not, in fact, include men tracking our periods. Personally, if my husband was like, honey, just a reminder, you're in your luteal phase, I'm taking the kids. Men like to pretend they want this, and then they beat their wife when dinner isn't ready or their son when he's misbehaving. First of all, I'm sorry that happened to you. But there are in fact good men out there. I've seen them. Some may be in this very audience. Sorry, I couldn't keep a straight face. This is the shoe on head audience. You're all gremlins. Male fantasy equals a woman that can't run away from him. A woman that's dependent on him. Interesting. When
Right.
men are involved, it's basic survival instinct to assume the worst. Men are guilty until they prove themselves innocent. You know what? I take my opinions back on free speech. I changed my mind. No more free speech. No more free speech until you bitches learn to behave. A woman's fantasy is a man who won't rape her, and a man's fantasy is raping a woman. I'm sorry, where is the rape, ma'am? Maybe that's how you see it, because you're brainwashed to hate men. So true. I hate how... But in reality, women are the real demons here. Oh, god damn it. We just want a happy relationship. Is it so much to ask for? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Oh look, more misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men. This is why 70% of anime is garbage. So, here's the thing, that, misogynistic gooner fantasy slop written by misogynistic gooner men was actually written by Saiko Tanabe, a woman. A woman wrote this story. And I feel like a very important detail everyone is sleeping on when they covered this was the fact that this is very much the female fantasy as well. A man loving you for who you are despite your flaws, literally sweeping you off your feet and carrying you around on adventures, helping you live out your dreams, face your fears, and supporting you through the good and bad times. You're going to sit here and tell me that's not the female fantasy too? Is this not the basic female fantasy? Is this not the knight in shining armor coming to rescue you and falling in love with you? Why on earth are so many women so mad at this? Are men now the hopeless romantics? Are men now the ones yearning for a fairy tale romance? Is this why all the Disney remakes are like, she's not gonna be saved by the prince, she's a strong, independent woman? Meanwhile, men still want to be the prince, men still want to be the knight in shining armor. Yeah. Men are like, I will save you from your monotonous 9-to-5 job. I will give you a house and babies. And women are like, no, I must be an actuarial consultant. Be gone, vile misogynist. Is that what is occurring here? Also, that aside, there literally is a gender-swapped version of this story called Perfect World. It is a manga. Mango? Oh, no. Do not come for me, weebs. Men will statistically leave their wives and partners the moment they find out they're disabled or have a life-threatening condition. You're right, it is a fantasy. Actually, that study was debunked by the authors themselves, who admitted they did the math wrong. It's actually not much higher, but then again, even if it was, and it happens, I've seen it happen to people, it's terrible. Marriage should be through sickness and through health, but that's not really the point here. And the fact that so many people are focusing on the wheelchair part of this just proves that they just don't get it. The ones of pure mind and pure soul get it, but these fucking semen demons out here, they don't get it. But not all semen demons. The amount of people in comments who just don't get that men want a cute, loving girlfriend is beyond me. They call them creeps for wanting actual love and not a girl boss who only wants your money. Ah, thank you, a sane person. Hopefully the replies aren't full of people calling her a pick-me. Pick-me alert. least obvious pick me. Me, pick me please. Hope he picks you, sis. Pick me, pick me, pick me. An incel could have written this. Fuck. Why are so many VTubers either pick-me's or racist? You mean why do so many female VTubers disagree with you? Why so many aren't towing the mainstream liberal feminist NPC line? Because they can. See, the most powerful weapon women have against other women is social ostracization. You don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so you...
Yes, you don't want to be seen as a pick-me or a racist, so it's the first thing they do to attack you is call you a pick-me. Or a racist. Oh my god, you're so racist. You're a pick-me. Like, you would be kind of amiss, or it would be kind of amiss for me not to point that out. And I know she's doing a very good job of this, but women are vicious towards each other. Like, I'm not gonna lie. They're vicious. There's a lot of them that just outright attack people, just because. Oh. You have a cuter dress than me. So what? But there's a lot of them that will do shit like that. Because, you know, at the end of the day, they're your competition. And competition's bad, yeah.
Keep your mouth shut in order to survive in female social circles. But in the cases of VTubers, virtual YouTubers, they're basically anonymous. They can say anything they want. They're basically wearing a mask. They're free from the chains of the eternal HR longhouse. But apparently even being anonymous online does not save them because they still get doxxed for simply not hating men. Lovely. Maybe I should save this rant for a different video someday. Moving on. Men are why we can't have nice things, by the way. First of all, men make all the things. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Also, I just realized it was a man saying that. It was a whole-ass man saying men are why we can't have nice things. I don't deserve this trophy. This is for you, sir. This is for you. I'm not worthy. Listen, I make women jokes. I'm very critical of feminism and propaganda aimed at women. But you will never catch me in a million years saying some shit like women are why we can't have nice things. I have a mom. I have female family members. I have female friends. Maybe one day I'll have a daughter. Women make the world a beautiful place and, like men, can be flawed and deserve criticism.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest problems we have with modern society is that we can't criticize people. I'm not criticizing this, I'm actually kind of agreeing with it, and I don't really care for shoe on head that much. Kind of boring. But, you know, it is what it is, and I kind of just don't care anymore.
Like anyone else. But there's something genuinely so cucked about people who put down their own gender or race. Oh god, race. Self-hating white people. Don't get me started on self-hating white people. White people are so evil. I hate being white. White people can't dance. White people food is so gross. You're not getting into Wakanda, bro. You're not getting invited to the cookout. Enough. But yeah, women were not the only ones who had a problem with this. There were a lot of men who didn't quite relate to this being the average male fantasy. It's fine to love the disabled. I didn't need to remind you that. But to glorify it? This anime is certainly Marxist propaganda. The movie is about him taking a job as her caretaker, and when he learns of her dreams, he makes it his mission to help her dreams come true. So it is Marxist propaganda to help a disabled person pursue their dreams? Yeah, it's woven in. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Marxism is when girl in wheelchair. I love this. Empathy is the target of propaganda. Every piece of media that makes you feel empathy is communism. Political brain rot. If you're at the point where you see this and you're thinking of communism, you need to log off. You are unwell. I'm sorry, but when I reproduce, I don't want a high probability of my offspring being mentally or physically retarded. We need a better class of incels whose bar is higher than the retarded. She's not retarded, she has a spinal injury that's not genetic. Also, what is this LARP? I love how everyone is just kind of having like a normal conversation about this clip, and this guy just comes out of nowhere like, I would never put my pure white seed in such a vile creature. Like, you absolutely know this guy has a non-white girlfriend. They all do. All these, like, I hate white people women always have white boyfriends. All these, I hate non-white people boys always have non-white girlfriends. I don't know what it is, but I've seen it too many times. I guarantee you when this man logs off of his Black Sun Roman statue Twitter account, he's clapping Latina booty cheeks. My fantasy is not being a simp, but okay. Fellas, is it simping to love a woman? Nah, this is not the male fantasy. That man is a beta male. If she wasn't in a wheelchair, she would leave him for Chad. Fellas, is it beta to love a woman? This is not my fantasy. This is some gay shit, to be honest. Fellas, is it gay to love a woman? What no pussy does to a motherfucker. Brother, I've seen what pussy does to a motherfucker. It's far worse. The average male fantasy is taking care of their crippled wife. I don't think I've ever had that fantasy before. I thought it was gonna be about going on some quest to kill the dragon to win the princess or something. It is. That is the average male fantasy. But there are no dragons to slay. There are no princesses to save. But there is that little old lady in the grocery store who can't quite reach that top shelf. There's that heavy box the pretty girl you work with can't quite lift herself. There's that jar of tomato sauce your wife can't quite open. There's that Lego set your little son can't quite put together himself. Or there is this paraplegic girl who wants to see the ocean. This is the Princess and the Dragon story. And despite what many are told, men do have a lot of love to give. And they want some kind of excuse or mechanism to show that love. In a world where men expressing themselves is either seen as toxic or gay. And one way of expressing that love is solving problems. Men fucking love solving problems. I don't know what it is. They also love reading Wikipedia articles. The amount of times I walked over and my husband is reading a random fucking Wikipedia article about like the world's tallest buildings or like a random battle in World War II. I didn't know if this was autism or what, but apparently it's a man thing. Anyway, yes, men love solving problems. And in a world that makes them feel useless, makes them feel like they have no purpose, men desperately feel like they need to prove their worth. They are desperately looking for a purpose in life. So it is not at all shocking to me that the modern young man is seeing a clip like this and longing for this. A lot of modern men don't have a chance to prove themselves, to make something of their lives. They don't have a chance to provide anything for anyone because they don't have anything to provide and they don't have anyone. They are doing everything their grandfathers did, but seeing none of the results. They're lost. What can they provide? And as I said earlier, her being in a wheelchair is the protector and provider instinct taken to a extreme. And yes, it is a fantasy, considering if you ask anyone who's actually in a wheelchair, they know it's not all butterflies and rainbows, and they know that it's hard on relationships. It can be difficult on their partner. But just like in the movie, it's not shown as butterflies and rainbows. Josie feels like a burden. But towards the end of the movie, the guy takes on that burden. Not because he gets something in return, but because it's his duty. Because it makes her happy, which makes him happy in return. Loyalty, duty, virtue, acts of service, big or small. Men live for that shit. And yes, these are stereotypes. Not everyone fits into these boxes, blah, 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 blah. But for the most part, it's true. When many men look at this relationship, that is what they see. And a lot of modern women are looking at this relationship and being disgusted because, in a way, it's the complete inverse of the strong, independent woman they've been sold. They've been told they need to be. The modern woman crafted by modern Disney for modern audiences.
Terrible.
Unlike the Hollywood-crafted modern woman, this woman does need her man. She is not strong and she's not independent, at least physically. This doesn't mean she's like an empty vessel with no thoughts or freedom. No, in fact, in the movie, Josie does roll away from him a few times. It is a fantasy not because of a power imbalance, but because the man has a tangible purpose, and the woman is willingly and lovingly letting him fulfill that purpose.
Because I can depend on you. I know that if I ever feel frightened, I can just reach out to you.
Men simply want something good to die for, to make it beautiful to live. This manifests in a lot of ways, but the most common is having a loving partner and/or a family. Something unobtainable to many people nowadays. So yes, literally one of the most normal things ever is becoming a fantasy. Sad. Also, men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making you pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head. And that is the male biological clock. Everything you do, the money you make working that grating 9-to-5 job, it will all be for something bigger and more important than yourself one day. You will come home to a warm and happy home, greeted by people who care about you, and love you, and rely on you, and everything will make sense then. Until then, you'll just be on the internet, being called a misogynist, for wanting something bigger and more important than yourself, for wanting something beautiful and normal. And that is the average male fantasy. That and 3 hot chicks at once. Hell yeah, brother! Haha, you know what I'm saying? So that was that little video. Men in the comments, let me know. Am I correct? Is that the average male fantasy? Or is it not that deep? Men and women in the comments, what is your fantasy? And no, I don't mean that. I don't want to hear about how you want to be crushed by a 12-foot futa. That is between you and God, not you and Shoe on Head. I mean, what is your ultimate dream? Do you want to travel the world? Do you want a nice big family one day? Do you want to own a farm? Do you want to live in a shed in the woods and make pipe bombs? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye!
We all know what I want to do. Live in the shed in the woods and make pipe bombs, alright? But, yeah, I think that's one thing that we've done recently a lot of, and that is kind of destroyed what it means to have a relationship. Anything meaningful, anything. And people are falling apart because, well, it's not something you can just get now. Kind of like the door into this piece of space junk. I need the part. But it's one of those things, like, I never thought I would be agreeing with Shoe. It's weird. My life has become weird. Heck is the opening for this thing? Jeez. I've probably flew past it like 100 times, knowing me, yeah. That's what I'm looking for. But yeah, no. When it comes down to it, that's one of the big things, like, people want the fantasy again. They want the live. But that's the thing, right? Like, nobody cares. I love it when I get the ship restored. Get a little bit more materia, because materia's... Oh shit, I almost hit an asteroid. Materia's fun. And so everything's built out in this game. It's called Jump Ship. It's a demo. It's designed for multiplayer, and like the areas are supposed to be somewhat roguelike. So. But yeah, when it comes down to it, family is a very important thing to anybody. That's why I find it funny that so many people want to be like me and, not be able to have those things. Kinda fucking sucks, honestly. Not the life I chose. Just kind of life I have to take. There it is. gun disappeared. I hate when that happens. No. No, I'll just go home. Time to go home, guys. Alright, while we're doing that, let me load up another video that I'm going to listen to while I play a game, because that is how Jackie works.
Conversion therapy is still a thing in America and government funded in some places. Why is it? I was wrong.
What a freak. Absolute.
I was wrong.
Let's see why our local Klaus was wrong, shall we? Yeah, no, we're all here for the riveting conversation.
Wrong.
What a freak. Absolute fucking freak.
One of the freakiest VTubers out there.
Like, these people are so mentally ill, it's insane.
On May 21st, I've uploaded a YouTube video in which I stated that the truth doesn't matter anymore. But I was wrong. What I wasn't wrong about though is the fact that trans kids exist. We are born this way, just like gay or intersex kids. It doesn't matter how often reactionaries spread the lie that we are grooming victims.
Imagine if I had this crazy idea put in me by my mom or my dad that if I want to be a girl now, I could.
Mentally ill.
Your mental illness is not our responsibility.
Or predators.
Just stay away from the kids.
Something that was said about gay people as well. The truth is that being trans or gay is natural. Society, just like the rest of the animal kingdom, is diverse and is discussing how right-wingers try to justify forcing intersex infants into arbitrary binary boxes.
Oh, God. She's using people like me for her argument? What the fuck, dude? What the hell? You're not intersex. You have no idea what it's like to be intersex.
through life-altering surgeries, while also trying to prevent trans people from living as their authentic self by banning gender-affirming care and reducing gender to reproductive organs, just to uphold the ignorant worldview. Even if you ban gender-affirming care for trans minors, even if you ban education on trans topics, or censor children's books that feature trans people, trans kids will always exist, just like gay kids. HRT is not a requirement for a trans person to be trans.
It's not. Like, I don't get what the... If it's not a requirement for trans people to be trans, then why the fuck are we even on about this shit, you know? So, anybody can literally be trans, according to you, right? According to you, trans people are, you know, don't need to be on HRT to be trans people. So literally anybody is a trans person. Gotcha.
We also don't need to know anything about trans people in order to experience things like gender dysphoria, for example. But the education
No, I
helps a
agree
lot.
with that.
It makes us feel less helpless and alone with our struggles. If Asmongold really wanted to protect children by making them wait with medically transitioning till they're 18, then why does he ignore over 230 studies proving that gender-affirming care for trans minors is safe and beneficial? Why does he have issues with social transitioning and calls supportive parents of trans kids mentally ill?
Every trans kid is actually a victim of a parent with a mental illness.
Why does he take my words out of context by cutting me off mid-sentence to push an awful narrative and punish me for showing everyone the transphobia of Kirsche? It's always like so interesting that these people are like obsessed with age of consent, with like
Probably because you're just as obsessed with age of consent, and now you've become obsessed with two streamers that have called you out on your shot. Now, do I agree with them on the trans issue? No. Do I agree with you on the trans issue? No. But you went into an attack on a VTuber known for having one of the most unhinged audiences. Then you expected not to get slapped in the face. Like, seriously, do you have two brain cells to rub together? And then your posts on Twitter are so fucking asinine. All you do is play victim. Okay, we get it. Life sucks. Trust me, as a trans person, it sucks. And from what I remember you saying, the way that you learned about trans probably wasn't even healthy for you to begin with. You know, looking it up and finding the porn is not exactly the way that I would want somebody to be educated about it. I actually believe that people should be taught and somewhat, you know, your sexuality should be figured out for yourself. That's how I had to do it. And yeah, I know, I'm one talking because I'm this. Bitch, I take hormones. The only difference between me and you is I haven't had bottom surgery because, well, I'm not sure it's right. I don't think it works the way that you think it does. And I'm proud of you for doing it. Like, if that's what you want to do and that's who you are, do it. But I'm not so sure with you in your case. And then all you do is play victim because, well, all the people in your replies just give you, well, love or hate, and it's just clout chasing, right? Is that what you want, is clouts? You want people to like you because that's what you think you are? Gotcha.
That's enough.
You decided not to actually play the rest of the clip there?
But then they have like takes of how intersex people need to be forced into gender reassignment surgeries, etc.
disagree with that. Because a lot of what's wrong with my body is because of how they used to treat intersex people. A lot of the problems I have is because, well, used to, back in the day, when you were intersex, they would just take and try to figure out which characteristics you had that best matched. Which didn't always work. In fact, a lot of times, it kind of sucks more than you realize. And then I have to deal with the backlash of people like you who talk about all this shit with absolutely no care or willingness to actually research any of the points. You know, here's the thing, puberty blockers aren't reversible. There's no reversing puberty blockers. Bet you didn't know that. Wait, what? Yeah, you don't reverse puberty blockers. But my research. I hate to tell you this, your research might be a little wrong. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about research that is made for an agenda may actually be, you know, kind of driven by people that have a reason to drive that agenda. And again, I'm saying this as a trans person who supports, for the most part, the right for trans people to live. But I'm not going to sit here and go, like, you know, this is the greatest thing ever. I don't think kids should be experiencing this.
Etc. because they are broken and need to be fixed. Then consent doesn't matter. It's just when it comes to like a child getting treated for gender dysphoria, not feeling comfortable in their own skin and wanting to get help. Then consent is like a big issue. Oh, kids can't consent. That's why, you know, HRT and puberty blockers, etc. is like a bad thing. But when it comes to like intersex children, gender reassignment surgery, then it's like, oh, the doctors, they know better. Why does he suppress the voices of trans adults who used to be trans kids? Why does he claim that kids can't be trans? Something that conservatives claimed about gay kids as well. If Asmongold really cared about gay rights, then why does he only talk about gay marriage when he can weaponize the suffering conservatives cause against trans people?
There's AoE damage that's happening to the gay community as a macro community because you've decided to attach yourself like a parasite.
You don't have any arguments, mind you. She was correct. Make an argument against it.
Why does he not have...
But ultimately, you are hurting the gay community. I don't think a lot of people realize this, but the entirety of the LGBT spectrum, whatever the fuck we're supposed to call it these days, has been heavily damaged by the likes of people being trans activists or allies. Because ultimately, they end up seeming kind of disingenuous. Not to mention, there's a lot of them that are kind of rapey. I'm not gonna lie. Kinda sus, bro. And I'm not saying that all are. I'm just saying kinda sus, bro. It's just... it's very weird. And again, I'm not going to sit here and, I'm trans, and my life's perfect. My life sucks. My life's not perfect. I have to see doctors constantly. In the state that I live in, I have to see a therapist. Yeah, I have to see a therapist. Woo. Amazing, right? get some goodies. Okay. But yeah, no. Whining about it constantly and the way that you've gone about it, which is basically just play victim to a bunch of Twitch people that really doesn't help anything about you. Give you a case or anything. Yeah. Kinda dumb, bitch.
Have issues with conversion camps, where cis straight people torture queer kids until they either end their own lives or pretend to be cured. If you people are truly worried about women and children so much, then why do you not care when men joke about raping lesbians or asexual people to correct them? Why do you not care?
Who the fuck jokes about raping asexual people or lesbians? Seriously, who the fuck does that? I want to know. Let me see these people. Give me clips of these people, but you're not. You're making accusations. And it's kind of dumb.
Care about the victims of sexual harassment or assault and the perpetrator is a white cis straight man? Why do you instead protect them? Why do you treat actual predators better than innocent trans women? This isn't drama for me. This isn't beef between content creators. This isn't about taking down Kirche. This is about human rights and standing up for the oppressed. This is about giving a voice to people like me, because growing up I never had one. This is about sharing my experiences and wanting a better future for marginalized groups. This isn't drama. It's about freedom.
They are the ones that are doing this. I am simply responding and protecting what I think is a person's right to express themselves and be themselves.
You people want to normalize hate speech and suppress those who stand up to you. You take things out of context and latch onto it in order to invalidate your critics. You want to ostracize activists by pushing a false narrative.
This VTuber has repeatedly shared their desire to groom children. They even think children can consent to life-altering decisions. So where's the backlash from VTubers?
Yeah, well, they're afraid because nyah has Twitter clout.
But a lot of people aren't falling for it.
Dear
And with
God.
time, more and more people will wake up to the truth. You're not victims of cancel culture. You're not oppressed. You're cry bullies who think it's good content to dogpile on small creators and hide it behind some weird social justice movement.
I enjoy it because I think that I'm doing the right thing in a way. So there's like a degree of like kind of justice that I feel like I'm like exacting by doing this.
I'm so tired of the lies, and I'm tired of getting dragged into unnecessary drama by people who don't even know how to engage with my arguments because they don't have any understanding of the topic.
I'm not too clued up on the effects of HRT and what it does and how it can affect people younger.
Saying you can't consent to puberty means that you can consent to
So, yeah, no. I took issue when you said that you can't consent to puberty. I have a problem with that, because it is a natural thing. Now, in my case, yeah, I was forced along through it. Kind of gay, kind of sucks. Really does suck. Not gonna lie. Absolutely horrendous what happened to me. Would never wish that on another person at all. Like, ever. But in the same token, unfortunately, you don't seem to understand that. You seem to be all about being upset at people.
injecting things into your body are way different, bro.
HRT induces puberty. And going through life as you normally do also induces puberty. If these two things are mechanically identical, then why do we have a different set of standards for one?
Because one has severe life-threatening effects. There's a reason you have to see an endocrinologist to be on HRT. But yeah, no, Again, I don't expect people to understand that. Because understanding things is a little bit beyond these people's abilities. And do I think in the future that this issue might be solved? Yeah. I'm all hope and dreams. Because trust me, I hate my shitty body. I will be honest with you, I really do. It sucks.
Than the other. That's the argument.
You people literally don't understand the trans experience, or what trans healthcare even looks like. Getting HRT as a trans adult isn't easy, and yet you claim that trans kids are getting surgeries left and right.
So this guy just wants every newborn as
Now, given, I have a problem with that too, because, yes, some places that was going on. That was actually very heavy, and that was a bad thing. But overall, in the US, it's not the hugest thing going on. But again, what do I know? I am supposed to be on the side of the train here, right? I'm supposed to be on the nyah side. But I'm not. And no, I'm not some pick-me that cares. It's more of an issue that I have with people. Thinking, hey, one way or another. I'm here, I'm trans. I'm fairly stable. I don't cause problems. I just want to live my life. I'm not an activist.
As soon as they say goo goo gaga, that means I want to change my gender. So, cut my penis off while it's small.
Parents and multiple experts need to consent to medical treatment, and all the requirements need to be met before a trans kid can go on puberty blockers. But that's
Okay. And yeah, I'm against puberty blockers. Again, because of long-term side effects. And there is a psychological issue where a lot of people going into puberty are absolutely terrified. I'm terrified every day. And I've been through puberty. I'm mostly terrified because I don't like my body, but, it is what it is. Boo-boo.
what you call grooming, right?
That idea has to be implanted somewhere in their minds from somewhere.
Even once trans people receive the care they need, they're under constant supervision. This is why the regret rates are so astronomically low. It's a medical miracle, but you people insist that it's a gross experiment and platform the few who made it their entire personality to be transphobic detransitioners because you make it so lucrative.
Yeah, no. It actually is amazing that there's a lot of trans people out there that don't detransition. Or there are ones that detransition, then immediately transition back. Because it's who they feel like they are. But, you know, again, the few and far between.
When these dumb on the internet want to argue for the exception and not the rule.
Even when it comes to education on trans topics, you people claim it's just a fetish, when in reality, it's conservatives who fetishize our existence.
I know. This is the person that has an issue with me, by the way.
And there is a lot that do actually fetishize this. There's a lot that are so ashamed of the fact that they have a fetish for trans girls that they do And again, there are things I don't agree with. There are things that she has a point on. Funny, isn't it? But no, there are people out there that fetishize attacking trans individuals because it gives them a purpose in life. It gives them a thing. But yes, it is one of those things. Sorry, I'm in a fight with a lot of enemies. And I'm kind of getting broadside.
Republican lawmakers claim that trans healthcare harms children, but even the 1,000-page document they commissioned by Utah's Department of Health and Human Services proved the opposite. If you people really wanted to protect children, then why do you not listen to the experts in the medical field? Why do you ignore the facts and research? I guess facts hurt your feelings, so you dismiss them, and I'm so tired of it. This is why I'll be working on a new project in the upcoming month to help debunk a lot of transphobic claims. I want to have a website where trans people can share their stories, where I can share the sources that I use.
Oh boy. More reading. Scary. But the thing is yeah, sure, I'll look at her website. I will come to it with a grain of salt. I'm not going to attack Navarra over everything, but I am going to criticize things that she does. And yes, there are things that I agree with Navarra on. I'm not going to sit here and be like, I don't. There are people that just fetishize the pain and suffering of trans people, or that go off of things that aren't actual fact, but because they get repeated a lot in the open air, people assume, attribute, or believe that they are fact. But yeah, no. And that's where I'm at. And I'll be honest with you. I don't feel like listening to the circles that are her general videos and stuff like that. Not really my style. I should have made a rifle for this.
And something that can help cis and trans people understand the anti-trans rhetoric better so they can see through the propaganda. For this project, however, I'll have to heavily rely on the support and generosity of my community, whether if it's by hanging out in my streams,
Bro can't even break 200 viewers. That's insane.
sharing sources, your stories, or helping me financially. I desperately need your help to make this work. I want to break free from this endless cycle of having to repeat myself over and over again. So dedicating my time to this project is worth the effort. I'll talk more about this on my comeback stream today at 5 PM CEST. Thank you all so much for your support in all of this. Thank you for making...
Yeah, I'm not going to that stream. Sorry. Some of us are a little bit lazy. Oh wait, there's some delicious wreckage. I need my delicious wreckage. Okay, buddy. Do your job. Wait, hold on. Mine. Delicious materials. Oh, that's good. I'm glad somebody's with me till the very end, or till the bitter end. I think everything is safe right now, so I can... Wrong one. Wrong. Stop it. Bad. Bad mouse. Bad. But yeah, when it comes down to it, it's been one of the things that I've been dealing with for a while. A lot of people don't realize how bad shit is, really. Constant attacks from every direction and stuff. Like, miss me with that shit, fam, but it happens. I know I'm not as energetic and hyped as I was last stream. I'm sorry. Don't judge me. Okay, I'll take a rocket launcher. Fuck yeah. You? Feed. What are you? Oh, it's a medical thing. Right. I don't need that right now. What I do need is... here. Build one of those, because we have the ability to. I don't need anything else, really. All good. upgrade my weapons. We now have 2 awesome. Where the fuck's the weapons console? Oh, there it is. The weapons. We now have 2 awesome lance railguns. One of which is unpowered because, well, I'm going to have to figure out a way to get more power out of this thing. But it's cool. Once I get lost for the upteenth time. Okay. Assault turrets. Yeah, we need more power. That's a big definite. I'm going to need more power somehow. That's useful. Useful. Never thought I'd use those. graphics generator is so bad, though. But of course, they have to make all the noise in the world now. God. Why do my roommates decide to always scream whenever I am freaking streaming? It never fucking fails. Like, it is the most annoying thing in the world. I don't know why they do this shit. It's so annoying. So very annoying. Like, and then they, whenever they're doing something and I get a little too loud, you think it's the end of the world. You think it's the end of the world. God. Are they done? Have they quit yelling now? Is it over with? I mean, I just kind of vaguely went over some stuff. Next break, I'll probably get over some other things. Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to survive that. I don't think I get to keep anything either. Kinda sucks, you know? But it is what it is. Wow. I should probably close that window. What's that? We got a storm coming in. Oh no. Sorry about that. Huh. Why are you doing that? There we go. Getting a lot of background noise. I don't know why all of a sudden, and then I realized. Ooh, that wind's brutal out there. Just started though. I guess it's this point in time in the stream. Because then we'll take a little break from gaming. It's a fun game. It's a demo. It's a free demo right now. You can get it on Steam. It's great. Apparently none of you guys aren't watching on, that's cool. Like, I'm serious, that's pretty cool. I gotta do something real quick though, but I gotta pull this out. I want side by side. This way we can stalk people a little bit more effectively. Yes, I'm on blue ski. But if I remember right, I can do this, pull this, and then I want to do that, and I have side by side, which is pretty cool, except for I need to remember specifically this window, not that one. I don't remember. Yeah, it's not working. Yep, go Mizu. Him and his troublemaking ways. My dude. So apparently Mizu and Strawberry got into it, right? Okay, we gotta find. Long and short of this, there's a problem with large creator in the sanctity of DMs. For a large creator, DMs can be shared privately with their connections, which allow them to cause other creators problems without the public scrutiny of knowing. This skirts the rules of autonomy, yada yada yada, for a smaller have value among the public because they simply do not have the connections to leverage them. Ultimately, but there comes a time as a small creator where you're so put upon by those around you that the benefits heavily outweigh the risk. And crazy not to give the full context. What if she put them in a reply to a random third party instead of right after her main trait? So no one's seeing it. Anyways. On me tonight over pretty personal drama, yes. I went into his Discord that I didn't know was his because I told people. Yeah. All this because, well, drama. But it just keeps getting worse and worse. Because Strawberry's hubby joined in and basically threatened Mizu. And this is the problem when it comes to large creators. This is something that I actually have a problem with a lot of large creators. Is they have this feeling like their shit don't stink. And that when they get called out for something wrong, it's demeaning and bad. Call me out for when I do something wrong. Please, absolutely make sure you call me out for doing something wrong. You know, it is what it is, but I would rather you call me out for doing something wrong. I might be mad at you for a little bit, but trust me, I'll get the fuck over it. That's who I am as a person. I'm not big into this whole bullshit. This whole bullshit existence in which, well, you know, everything's going to shit anyway, so why should I care? But yes, that is the thing. Here lately, there's been a lot of content creators that are just getting into it with each other. And some of that's just merely to make content. Other parts of it is because, well, I like this person, I hate this person. Look, I don't really care. I mean, need to remind you, it is what it is, and people want to fight and complain on the internet for clowns. A lot of them exist. I swear to God, it gets harder and harder to misspell that Thalace's name every day. Catbox.moe has been kicked off. This is a reminder to back up any archives you have hosted to other file servers. Funny. But yes, when it comes down to it, what are the ethics of anything? What's going on in anything like that when it comes to being a drama reporter or anything? And I will be honest with you, I skim a lot of places in order to find drama. What's going on with people and shit like that. Because I find it entertaining more than anything. But I'm actually more curious about something. nothing fun. But yes, when it comes down to it, a lot of things are going on at the same time, and, well, shit's weird. What can I say? Now let's see. What have we have this new? I wanna, this one. The centrists won't save the world from fascists. Yeah, you're totally working on that, helping yourself with explaining trans issues. Absolutely, dear. If you want to have a sit down and let's talk about it, let's do it. But you're kind of gross at this point. I'm over it. I'm done. Also, I love the blue sky social people over here about how, no, hold on. Hold on, gang. Truth and Navarro making fun of that I was planning on doing. I don't want to do that no more. Anyway, yes, we will exit the split screen. Because I have found a new thing that has interested me. That has piqued my autism, as it were. You know, as I wait for the storm to come in and completely knock out the internet, because we all know that's going to happen, right? It is not what I want. I want to know how you zoom in. Zoom in. How do you zoom in? I mean, this is my own fault. I should have paid attention. No. Just kidding. Yeah, it's right there. Duh. We're zoomed in now. We're zooming. Hold on. I gotta see this because, you know, I've been in a weird area where, you know, occasionally I talk to Akko. Heads up, if you follow Mama Akko, you're supporting a victim blank transphobic grifter who's previously gone after Al and Navarro. She's mostly on Twitter from what it looks like, but I know some people following her as well. Don't goon too hard, people. Oh, fucking God. Reference for her going after Anna. Your favorite anti-bully. It's always folks that have that shit on their bio that behave the opposite of what's said on it. Oh my God, these people. Oh my God. Why you gotta be so mean to Akko like that? Huh, Blue Sky? Why you gotta be so mean? I thought this was an open community where people were supposed to be nice to each other. I thought that's what the whole fucking point was. Like, are you gonna tell me that it's not? Are you gonna tell me that this is what you want to be? Dear God, what's wrong with you? You know, I'm some anime waifu on the fucking internet, and I know better than this shit. What's wrong with you? And I love this Elfie fading. It is just so bad, you know? Oh, let's see. Let's
Twitter,
see.
or some.
How old is this? VTubers. Victoria Kaki's situation. Yeah, I want to know how old this video is. 1 year ago. They're using this video from 1 year ago. Damn.
Sorry, X is the only social media that I've personally used where someone.
Fuck yeah. I don't feel like watching your content, Sephora. It sounds
Here's
like,
my
you know, you're another drama monger. Hololive too woke. The truth behind Kirsch's bed. And you... Oh god, she's still doing videos. Let's
What
look
is
and see what we got.
wokeism or being woke these days? There used to be an actual definition sometime back in the day when the term woke first originated, such as being aware of systemic inequality and racism. It can be extended to awareness of sexism, homophobia, etc. But nowadays, being woke doesn't seem to be quite the same as just woke anymore, as it is often used in a negative sense by what I'd like to personally call the anti-woke. Now, why am I bringing up all this in the first place? And what does this have to do with...
Why are we talking about themes that have died out so long ago it's not even funny? Why are we using terms like woke? Why? What's the fucking point? This shit is over with and done with. People are not that anymore. Things have evolved past the woke. It would be like me coming out and going, oh my god, look at this SJW that I'm fucking looking at on my stream right now. Look at this SJW. You know, most of my audience is probably going to be too young to understand what an SJW is. In fact, I think I might be too young to understand what an SJW is. You know, your friendly neighborhood trans girl just starts nothing but fights. Why? Because it's funny. Right? But that's how it goes. And if you're wondering what the bad crinkling in the background is, I got skills, motherfucker.
Hololive? Well, that is for one simple reason. Gigi, and to some milder extent Raura, sort of came out recently in the last week of May. In a super chat stream on May 26, 2025, Gigi said that she is on the ace spectrum and demi-romantic.
Guys, I'm sharing with you. It's almost been a year since Justice has been around. Gee, Lord Drop. I think I'm on like... I lean tends to I lean towards, I'm like, I would say, I lean on the ace spectrum.
Oh, cool. Fucking spectrum, spectrum. God, I need to get a thing for every time somebody says something about the spectrum. And just have this Comcast Spectrum thing just pop up out of nowhere. Hi, Comcast Spectrum, here to touch you good. Here to touch you like you know you want to be. Like, oh my Jesus. One thing I've noticed, my bot's not advertising my channels like it's supposed to. I don't know why. Well, I do know why, but I don't really care. But I do know why. Oh yeah, fun little thing. Did you know if you join my Discord server, you too can actually talk with the live chat community and make fun of all the kickbots that come into my channel and talk? It's great. It's awesome. It's amazing because all of my chats are interlinked with each other. Except for maybe Rumble. I'm not 100% sure. No, even Rumble. Hell yeah. I'm also sponsored by Factor 75. That link's down below on the panels for Twitch. Because I haven't been asked to do it for any other area. Touch my buttons. You know you want to.
And that is where I'm at. And it's just like, I don't see things like sexually.
I don't
Yeah,
sexually
I don't know.
see things.
I'm definitely, it's like demi-romantic, you know? Which is to say, people are like, isn't that everyone? But I don't think, it's like when I hear people talk about
I don't think. It's not what I think everybody used to talk about. The fuck. The fuck. Yeah. The fuck.
it. I don't feel towards their experiences, you know? Like I hear other people's experiences, I'm like, I don't line up with your experiences. And so people are always like, oh yeah, but that's just normal. And I'm like, but when I hear people talk about their experiences, I just don't connect with them. Do I feel romanticism though? I would say I feel like I'm a romantic at heart. I like seeing romantic gestures. But I feel like a lot of things.
Oh, cool. It's a normal person that doesn't know that all this made up bullshit is just there to overcomplicate life. Like, oh my god.
Have to be added up and slotted in the correct position for it to be romantic to me. Like I can appreciate a romantic gesture, but everything has to line up.
Again, you just sound like a normal person before hookup culture became the dominant culture in the sexuality spaces. Dear God, you're not special.
Perfectly.
And for Raura, she wrote in chat, "Silly little bycat," which some of her fans have decided to interpret it in the less woke way of saying it might just be a typo, which, sure. Shortly after these respective streams, memes and clip sharing began spawning on my Twitter feed with stuff like, "Let's go!" with Gigi on the ace flag background, Gigi and Rin Penrose both being the two known open asexual corpo VTubers at the time.
Oh god. Oh god, did nobody tell him that Rin Penrose is independent? But cool, when it comes down to the being ace, or as I like to call it, fucking normal.
Of their announcements, at least. The fact that their designer artist now has 2 confirmed ace kids, which is definitely an interesting coincidence, and more memes where they are alive but ace or bi in Raura's case. The day after Gigi's initial announcement, she had another stream and had a small segment in it near the end of the stream where she talks about how she saw that others were happy about her spontaneous Gigi lore drop and how it made them feel represented.
Just fucking kill me. Just fucking kill me now. Please. Please just fucking kill me. Hold on, I gotta send a message to somebody. Hold on. Let me send somebody a message over Discord. There.
You know, yesterday I was just talking about it. It was very casual. Dropped in the middle. Also another 7-hour stream. I was like, whatever. You know, I'll just say it. Because, I don't know, to me, it's just it's my everyday normal, right? Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I saw people talking about it on Twitter, and they're like, wow. It's like, I guess it's nice, always nice to hear.
Really? It's normal. You need somebody to be into you before you feel attracted to them. You want somebody that pays attention to you rather than wham bam spank you, ma'am. Dear God. What's wrong with people?
Just someone saying something, and then you're like, oh, so I'm not alone in my experience. And it's always just nice to know, like, if you're just sitting alone at home, that you're not alone feeling a certain way or feeling an experience. And I thought I was like, oh, it was actually
not by me.
Actually, sharing
I'm
was
a fucking
very
slut.
beautiful, and it made me happy.
I've slept with
Able to
people
learn about myself. I think that's the thing. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of words, and people get intimidated by a lot of words, but it's like, you know, you don't feel the common experience that's shown in like media and stuff, or like you're just talking to your friends and they're sharing experiences. And when you don't feel those common experiences or you can't relate to them, it can feel a little isolating. So
Did my music bot die again? Damn you, music bot. Damn you. Why are you dying on me? Why you gotta be dead on me? Like, motherfucker. Whatever. Fuck you, Sue, I guess. Yeah.
I just think, like, having something and you're like, oh, I resonate with this, and it makes sense, and it makes you feel less weird. And I think that's totally fine and normal. You just find something that you're like, oh, this kind of fits with me, and it kind of makes sense.
And overall, it should have been just a cute, innocuous little thing where the queers and progressive people rejoice and go, yippee, and we all move on, right? Well, sadly,
Get out of my progressivism, bitch.
in this world that we live in, there's some people out there that dislike this, thinking it's woke and essentially engaging in asexual erasure or denialism with their arguments. For instance, here comes in a random Twitter user named Dyrone8 with his hot take of the day with, quote, I actually watch Hololive to escape wokeism, and this kind of BS labeling system, I'm ace or maybe demisexual, is the exact shit I don't want to see from a VTuber. If management had any effing sense, they'd tell her to shut the F up about it yesterday. And oh boy, the quote retweets and replies to this guy were basically
God, I don't really fucking care. This is the most pointless drama ever. Whoever sent me this video, please go fuck yourself. Do it hard. Do it rough. Do it now. Oh wait, I found this because of this, right? Yeah. Don't care. I just think it's funny that somebody I loosely know is being attacked on Blue Sky, you know, the social media of acceptance. Let's see what's the latest on this. The latest was 2 days ago. While checking the Moment Anka stuff, I realized something amusing. Most of the people like this who are on Blue Sky seem to retweet back at the bigot promised lands. And don't post here for long. That's a nice thing. I hate to say this, but yeah. Just saying. I use fucking Blue Sky a lot. I just don't use this account a lot. Also, make sure you join the Concord. I will make sure this link is ingrained in everybody. Join the Concord. Join it. Join it, motherfuckers. Join the Concord. Become part of the cock. Become part of the cock. You know you want to. You know you want to be part of the cock. Become part of the cock. Mama Akko was notorious for it. This is just replies. While checking the Mama Akko stuff, apparently we opened a couple YouTube videos and saw them reportedly supporting AGP theory, saying that trans people should go to therapy, and then they probably wouldn't be trans in most cases. The comment of that, cause they aren't transphobic, despite the shit. Two months ago. Mama Akko fan art. I'm just loving this. This is great. You know, because apparently this VTuber scares these people. It's so terrifying. Did you know that? Oh my god. It's so terrifying. I gotta see something. It's been 3 months since she posted anything. Right? What happens if I search this? I don't want the account, I just want the this. Oh, 3 hours ago. I'm glad I don't follow. Oh my god, these people. Dear God. And they're not even getting that many likes on their own platform. That's even funnier. That's so funny. It's cute. Of course, none of that works. It's just funny to me. Like, oh god. Also, join the cock court. You have no choice. Wait, wrong one. There's not a lot of drama here, you know? The fuck? I'm bored now. I'm bored. I wanna stop. This is boring. What's wrong with you people? Why should tell me the demographics like? I have a lot of channels that I'm connected to. It's not great. I do gotta fix chat, that is right. I'm not feeling the best. Just like nothing I care about. Fuck it. I was having fun until, you know, it ended. I was making fun of people until it fucking ended. I feel like more and more right-wing content creators will ignore me because anytime they come after me, I seem to get more popular, laughing my fat ass off. There's a reason Red... No, it could be that Reb's having his own drama llama issues and nobody wants to fucking talk about it. Oh my god, after TrenchCon, I was walking behind somebody with that hoodie and was like, I want this is... See, I love it. It's terrible. Wow. When you look at this, it is all just trans activism. It is literally the same trans activism over and 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 over again. God. I think I'm just gonna look at the trending tabs now because I'm fucking tired of this shit. I think I'm just gonna go kill myself now. Chat, I'm tired of living in this world. I think it's time that I go commit harikiri. So until next time, fuck off. I mean it. Fuck off.